Hello and welcome to another video. Now you might remember last year, back in 2023, I was loaned a Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Pro. Fantastic machine, very good indeed, and yeah, enjoyed my time with it. Now this is only a quick sort of review compared to normal. It's not going to be to my normal standard that I'd like it to be, but I've been lent this bike by Bridge Motorcycles in Exeter. It is the Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro. It is the sort of bike which is designed to do big distances and with or without pillion and luggage. There's plenty of power in it, and I'll be taking you out on the dual carriageway, a little bit in town, and whatever else may come along for what the time I've got. Hope you enjoy the review. Give it a like now, would be great if you could. It really helps me. And yeah, let's get on the bike and have a ride. Right, just going to talk about a little bit about the Ergos now. Seat comfort is lovely, really good. Nice firm padding, yet it's soft enough to, you don't get any numb bum or anything like that. That works quite nicely. With this screen, push it forward, up and down. I feel like I'm exposed now. On a sunny day, hot day, I'm going to get the wind quite nicely there. Switch gear, there's quite a lot of it. You know, it is quite a high-tech bike, all things considered. So there's a lot there on the left bar, cruise control, all your mode settings. You can set this up for Bluetooth connectivity as well, whether that's your phone or navigation. It does all of that. I'm not going to go into that for obvious reasons on this review. On the right bar is the standard stuff with the start and kill switch and the home button and your hazards. So it's all basic stuff there, normal stuff. Seating position we'll talk about when I do the walk round, but it is, it's very comfortable. It doesn't feel too tall, and it doesn't feel too top heavy on manoeuvring. I'm on Metzeler tyres. I couldn't tell you what they're like because it's just one of those things that you need to have for a little while. It doesn't get too top heavy either on turns like that. Although it feels like it's going to get heavy, it just doesn't. It just handles it quite surprisingly lightly, lighter than what I thought it would be. Gear selection, the clutch is, I wouldn't say it's light, but you can tell that it is a slipper clutch. It is light. It wouldn't cause you too much of an issue clutching in and out of traffic all the time. Suspension in road setting is what it says on the tin. It's just right for the road. Now if we go into the off-road mode, let's do that now actually. So it's as simple as this. We just literally push that mode button there, and we've got the road setting, sport, off-road, which is what we're going to choose now. We'll push the button to go yes please. Now it has turned off the ABS now, and the OC ABS. Don't ask me, I don't know what that is. Either way, it's ABS. So feels a lot softer now, as you can imagine. Stood up on the pegs. Spot on. Yeah, absolutely spot on. I feel like I can chuck me weight over the front of the on the front wheel there, yet I'm clamping onto the tank quite nicely. Let's have a look at a few more ergonomics here. So there we go. As you can see, we've got the crash bars there. It's still quite a heavy bike. Of course, it's a 900cc bike. It is still quite heavy for doing off-road. I mean, would I want to take this bike off-road? Heavy off-road or lane it? Not so sure. It's still quite a punchy fueling on it. It's just the cost, isn't it? If you bend a bike like this, it's not cheap to mend. So yeah, jury's open on that one. Open verdict. Decent brakes, Brembos, front and back, very good indeed. It's nice having the option of being able to turn off the ABS as well. That's always really handy when you're doing stuff that's a bit more gnarly. Perhaps you benefit from a belly pan down the bottom there if you're off-roading for sure, and certainly the pegs, which do have these removable rubbers here to give you that option, but I think they could do with being wider at the end of the day. And also, like I say, you do tend to find your boot hitting the crash bar here every now and then. Of course, we've got the Gear Shift Pro. Let's put it back into road, off-road, rider, rain, road. There we go. Do have the quick shifter as well, up and down. Always a nice thing to have. It's quite smooth. It sort of wants to be in the mid-range for it to work properly. That's how it wants to. That's where it wants to be. I guess that's kind of normal for most bikes, actually. You know, steering's lovely on it. Actually, it's really nice how it steers. And yeah, it's just generally a comfortable bike. It's not the sort of bike which is grabbing me and saying I really want one. It's a really good bike, but it doesn't give me, like, it sounds a bit harsh, but it doesn't give me the character that I kind of want in a bike. And I'm not saying for a second that's a bad thing. It's just a really good bike. It does what it says on the tin. And that's exactly what you want in a bike when it's there to do a job. A little bit like my NC, I guess. And much like the Tiger 1200. I found the same thing with that as well. It was a lovely machine. It really was. It's a very, very good bike. But it doesn't give me, it just misses that sort of little bit of character that I like to have in a bike. But for many people, we're all different, aren't we? We all want different things, and for many people this would be absolutely fantastic. And it is a good bike, there's no doubt about it. It is a damn good bike. Also having all the mod cons, heated grips, heated seats, which is, I must admit, I don't need it on today, but it's so nice I've actually left it on. It's a really nice thing to have heated seats, and it would certainly help in winter environments when it's a lot colder, for sure. Yeah, the handling's good on it. The brakes are fantastic. You got all the tech. I'm not big on the tech, as we all know. It's just more to go wrong. I'm glad that we have a conventional key operated fuel cap on this one, as opposed to the Tiger 1200 GT Pro, which I had for a long time, which had a electronic one, which is just pointless. I just didn't. Oh, let's go down here. back end skip out there. Yeah, so that had a electronic one, which I just did not get on with at all. Just totally seemed pointless to me. So I'm glad this has got a key one. That's the way it should be. It's unnecessary to have an extra motor, an extra load of electronics for that, you know. It's just pointless. Right, on to the next bit. Oh, I nearly forgot, mirrors. Mirrors are just okay. You have to move your head quite a lot to be able to see it all. But yeah, it works okay. I can be seen very well because I've got the quite a big frontal sort of presence from the front of the bike. Visibility is fantastic because I'm looking above the car door mirrors, car door roofs, and they can all see me. Slower speed fueling is okay. You can tell it's a bike that does kind of want to keep going and keep moving. So a tad, I would say it's a tad on off, but that would be helped by maybe adding a tooth on the sprocket, on the front sprocket, which would be worthwhile doing, as I probably already mentioned. But at the same time, as it is out the box, it's fine. There's nothing to write home about. And yeah, like I say, it's very light and chuckable, very flickable, handles really nicely, very responsive. So yeah, you're going to be absolutely fine there. Right, let's see what it's like out on the dual carriageway. Quick blip. Picks up speed super quick. You won't need any more speed than that. Now, we're going out on the motorway now. The screen's on the lowest setting there. So to do that, push it forward and lift up into position. There's a bit of a windy place at the lowest setting, over 50 miles an hour. I still feel like my head is fully exposed to the wind at the moment. It's kind of shoving it out the way a little bit, to be fair. We're in 6th gear now. Switch gears are easy to find. I've got the heated seat on just for the hell of it. Move that into 2nd lane. 6th gear, 70 miles an hour, 4,500 revs. No problem at all there, as you can imagine. So we're going to set the cruise control to 70, and then we're going to, off we go. Right, so as a touring bike with the cruise control and all those other little added bonuses that you get with these sort of bikes, it makes light work of this sort of work here. Seat comfort, very comfortable. I'm not reaching for the bars, but I do feel like I'm moving over the tank a little bit to actually reach them. The cruise control is fantastic. It's very smooth. I'm not getting any vibes on the pegs. A little bit through the bars. I guess you could say a few more vibrations than I would expect coming through the bars there. The mirrors are pretty good. It is getting windy now in the helmet, so perhaps I would want a better screen, I think, if it was me. I want something larger, or maybe a deflector. Well, I'm not really sure if a deflector would be wide enough to take it off. I'm not getting any wind blast, it's just the noise in my helmet that's a little bit of an issue there. But yeah, you can certainly munch some miles up on this bike. With a pillion as well, it'll be quite comfortable, and do a long tour. If you ask me, would I prefer this or the 1200 Tiger, which I have done a review on, do check that out, that was a long-term loan, then I would probably go for the 900, to be honest. I think this is adequate for me. Even if I did more touring, I think this would still be suitable to my requirements and what I would want. It's just enough. I think that's the way to describe it. It's just enough, really. And for the money that you save on the 1200 Tiger, as good as it is, this just feels a bit more manageable. It's not so heavy. You still got all the bits and bobs like the heated seat and the cruise control, most importantly. And it's fast enough. You know, I mean, the 1200 was a bit of a rocket ship, and this is, you know, not far off the same sort of feeling, really. It's still really fast. So yeah, long distance touring, I think we all expected it to be pretty good, and it would be. I've only got this for a shorter amount of time, so I can't tell you for sure, but there's no red flags really. Just a surprising amount more vibes than I was expecting in the handlebars. That's surprised me, and also, like I say, this screen just isn't doing enough. Another thing that's really important with bigger adventure bikes is how easy are they to actually push around and get into the garage and things like that. So let's just put it on the centre stand. I haven't actually done this yet. A piece of cake. No struggle there to get up on the centre stand at all. In fact, that's so easy, I want to do it again. Yeah, fantastic. That is absolutely superb. So holding on to the bike, we've got grab handles here. The bars are quite, not too spread out from the rear end. It's not a huge adventure bike, this. It's a nicely proportioned size, certainly compared to the Tiger 1200, which is much bigger. It's much heavier. This is very much middle of the road, as I guess you kind of expect. Watch a learner driver there. But pushing it around like so, it doesn't feel heavy. Even when the bike's static, it's still quite easy to turn the bars and move it around. Yeah, it's really easy. Obviously, slightly different story when you have panniers or you're, quite well loaded up. But overall, easy to find a stand as well. As I say, that centre stand is superb. It's almost as easy as putting it on the side stand, to be honest. Fantastic. It's nice to have the centre stand, of course, for the chain maintenance and things like that. The switchgear is illuminated as well, so for people who like that, then that's another box ticked. Brakes are good. Bike looks good. Everything's solid on it. Good solid plastics. And yeah, it just looks like a proper adventure bike should look at the end of the day. Pillion comfort, I couldn't tell you, but all I can say is that this rider seat is superb, and the rear one looks very much the same. So, and I don't think you're going to be too close together on this one. I think you're going to be a nice width apart from each other. Now, stood up on the pegs like so. That's how I look, like that. Let's pull it off the stand. I'm 5'8", 30-inch inside leg measurement. At the moment, I'm in off-road mode, so it's quite bouncy, quite nice. Leg position, I'm comfortable with that. If you're taller, I think there's enough room for you to spread out a bit. And they do make different versions of this as well. They do make a shorter version, a low seat height version, which is very low, actually. I can't remember exactly what it is, but they can lower these bikes an amazing amount. Reach to the bars, acceptable, more than comfortable, and yeah, overall it just feels right. It feels good. I don't feel like the pegs are in the way either. I think they're just right there. This is easy to find up and down. Like I say, it's just like that gear shifter there, which tends to, your foot fouls the crash bar a bit there when you're kicking down. But when you get used to it and know it's there, then it's fine. Right, and there you go. That's it. That is the Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro. Thanks very much to Bridge Motorcycles for lending me this bike for the day. Been a good day. Like I say, it's not like my normal full review where I get the bike for long term and I can get the nice shots, do some decent mileage on it. However, as I've said a million times before, you can get on a bike and know pretty quickly whether you like the bike or not, and it's a good bike. It's a good machine, this one, there's no doubt about that. All the minor complaints, such as the screen being a little bit too short, my feet knocking the crash bars here, is a minor issue really. It's really no biggie, but you've got to try and find something, haven't you? So yeah, thanks to these guys, and thanks to you for watching the video. If you could like the video, that would be really helpful if you haven't done already. And I'll see you next Sunday at 5 PM. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Yeah.
swim or sink. The swallows dive through the summer